Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at Kingambit in the Open Master League. I was able to build this Pokemon and I wanted to try this Pokemon out with the fast move of Metal Claw, allowing it to beat those Ice as well as Fairy type Pokemon a little bit easier, doing a little bit more damage with this one. I looked through the calculations, I thought that Metal Claw looked the most promising for this Pokemon, and so we're going to try it out here today. We're going to have a very solid team here, very standard team to be fair, with Palkia together with the core of the Necrozma Dusk main, which is, again, very solid core together. One beats basically the counters of the other one quite easily. We have, for example, here the weakness of Ho-Oh for the Necrozma. We're going to have a really good answer with that for the Palkia. But generally, like, the Pokemon here in the back together with the lead kinda work really well together. Our lead is an anti-ground type Pokemon. We're going to have here the save-up of the Necrozma, where maybe could have run a different moveset, but we're going to try to basically bait out Pokemon that Kingambit doesn't want to face. And here we have now Kingambit with Metal Claw against the Primarina. And the benefit of Metal Claw is that you're going to be able to do some solid damage already with a fast move, which might put some of the Pokemon into range for one charge move alone. And this is like the benefit of having this move over Snarl or Metal Sound. Metal Sound really needs a buff to be anywhere solid. But I think Metal Claw is kind of the way to go for this Pokemon. I could see also maybe a matchup where you can go for Snarl, Foul Play, Focus Blast on this Pokemon, but I really want to have the Steel type damage because I think Steel type damage is really nice in the current meta. And as you guys see in the first battle, we are going to be able to win this one. I think we are. Yes, we are, and we can move on to the next opponent. With this team, I actually climbed up to close to 3,100 again, which was at that point also, on the leaderboards, which maybe I put on as well. But I got, I think, to 3,085, which was top 500 in the world with, Kingambit, which is kind of cool. This team worked out quite well in the beginning, but I had some later sets as well, which you're gonna see here today, where it was very close most of the times, but there was always a kind of tiny bit missing to get the actual win. And so my honest opinion on this Pokemon, you're gonna see it here today as well, do you need it currently? I don't really think so. I don't really think it's not for this meta. I do think it's going to be an interesting Pokemon for when the Master League Premier Cup is coming back. I do think it's going to be very solid there, especially as Florges is one of the main Pokemon there, and you can counter them. But in the Open Master League, while the CP that you have is really good, you just need a little bit of a better fast move. That's basically it. You have already okay charge moves, Iron Head is not great either. Foul Play is okay. You have an okay typing. It's just you not really have anything crazy going on. What I mean with that, for example, here we have a Pokemon here on the screen right now with an amazing typing in terms of defensive typing. I know you have a few weaknesses Ghost, Dark, Ground, Fire, but they're not that common. But you have Shadow Claw to generate energy quite fast, and then have hard-hitting damage. Here with Palkia, you have great fast move pressure, you have amazing stats basically with 4,600 CP. You just don't have that with Kingambit. But again, Steel types generally in the current meta are actually really nice, and so again here I feel actually that my moveset on Necrozma wasn't the right one. I would have rather ran for Outrage Iron Head. I think it's going to be better, but I kinda just don't really want to get rid of the legacy move on this Pokemon. So that's mainly my problem. I know you can get them back as well. I think you have to unfuse them and refuse them or something like this. But as you see here, we are going to be able to still go for another Dark Pulse, knock them out. I went for the Steel type move actually here. Sunsteel Strike does more damage, will put them into farmland range immediately. But that is a mistake by me. We'll see that the opponent goes back into the Kyurem that has Ice Fang, and we can go for the bait here. They're very likely going to use a shield. I can't see them not shielding this one. That is ridiculous. Because now we're going to be in a very tough spot, as the opponent is going to have now the option to shield here, have a ton of energy though. We swap out, they have the Rhyperior, and actually we're now in a good spot again. Because Rhyperior does not go up against our Steel type Pokemon, goes up against our Water type, it is locked in here. But I was thinking, if they go for Rock Wrecker, they're going to knock us out here. Breaking Swipe is not going to do enough damage, but Rock Wrecker would have. But they go for the bait here, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm still going to be able to get the KO against them. And they have to still go, I think, for an Ice Burn against me in order to knock me out. So, I guess that's going to work out more in our favor. But I'm not too sure if we're actually going to be able to win this battle. Ice Burn is coming through. They have a ton of energy, though. Can we still win this battle here with our Kingambit? Foul Play is coming through in time. And with that, we're going to be able to win this one here. Kingambit is going to be able to clean up this battle. So again, like the type itself is really cool in the current meta, also against Pokemon like Meloetta. But yeah, here we're going to try to get some energy. We're going to try to catch the move, which works out perfectly. We have 2 good answers against Meloetta, as a foul play even going to be most likely enough from this range as well. We're going to see this swap out into the Rhyperior, and here's where Iron Head, for example, is like such a nice move to have, as you're just going to get there a bit faster. They decide to go for the Rock Wrecker here to knock us out before they have to use a shield, which I'm honestly okay with, because I have the Aqua Tail already stored here, so I'm not too worried about anything with my Palkia. And we're going to get the KO here quite easily. They're going to go into their Dialga, and I can go for the Draco Meteor straight away. I'm not even going to go for the bait, because I think that I have the potential to win this battle just with my Kingambit. But let's see if this is actually going to work out for us. We definitely need at least 2 foul plays in order to knock them out here, and we still have to deal with that Meloetta. They go for the bait, that is fair, but I still have to shield if they go for like what's called the Raw of Time. Raw of Time is just a bit too hard hitting, even though it's resisted. And so here we go coming in. I have to go for a foul play quite early in order to get the KO before they can go for another Dazzling Gleam. And they let the move go, so now it's down to Kingambit against that Dialga. They have a ton of energy, they're on the Dialga, and I feel like I have to catch the move, because they have so much energy already at this point, that I feel like it's my best interest to just try to catch. And you saw me clicking on the Pokemon, and you saw that it just didn't work. I think I was in time, I don't think there was actually like on me at all, but like now it's going to be super difficult to still win this one. I still have to catch the move, and yeah, it just didn't work out. And that is kind of unfortunate, because I felt like I swapped at the correct time. It felt like the game just like stood still for me there, but it is what it is. Good game there, close battle. Moving on with an amazing lead here, as they're going to swap out into the Kyurem. We're going to be able to go into our Kingambit here actually, which is going to be cool, because we're going to have super effective coverage against the opponent. They have a resisted fast move pressure no matter what fast move they're running. Here in this case it's going to be Dragon Tail. Then we can just go for the Iron Head and do a lot of fast move pressure, while also now forcing a KO or getting the shield from them. To be fair, I should have went mostly for the foul play spam, because at the end of the day they want to get rid of this Pokemon so they can align their Ho-Oh later on, which does make sense. I don't think I would have got to 2 foul plays now anyways, so like I don't think it really mattered. But of course, it's a bit unfortunate, because now I can have to hope that my Palkia just wins the entire battle on its own. I should actually use a shield here just to try to get some energy. But yeah, I have to hope that my Palkia is going to win this here all for me. I'm going to be able to get a ton more energy. And we have now, of course, a Steel type move stored. We have to hope that one Draco Meteor is good against whatever is in the back. It's going to be Florges, and with that, this game is over. I don't see that I had like a chance of winning this one anymore. Like, well played by the opponent though. Realigning there was very, very smart by them. Anyway, we're going to see a Tapu Lele. Tapu Lele, we're going to have some nice fast move pressure as well, while resisting the fast move from the opponent, which is a cool thing here. Nature's Madness is going to, of course, drop our defense, but look at the damage of their Pokemon already, and look at the damage on our Pokemon. It actually looks really good for us, and we're going to be able to get the KO while maintaining a little bit of energy here still as well, which we can now use against the Palkia. Foul play, going to connect, not super effective, but stab move here, of course. Getting them into the deep red health already is cool, while actually even forcing them to go for a charge move against us is even better. And as we'll see here, we're gonna have the Tapu Bulu coming in, where we can still counter them with our Necrozma, so we have double Fairy against double Steel, which looks really good for us. But funnily enough, this matchup is not as great as it seems, because they have the defense drop guarantee against us, which in the 2-shield scenario looks a bit more scary, as we will see here very soon. I should not shield this one, by the way. I don't know why I did this. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like, that literally doesn't make sense. I would have easily still survived another Nature's Madness here. At the end of the day, I have multiple ways of winning this battle anyway at this point here still, as we see here that they let the wrong move go through, and with that I win immediately. So, the Dialga lead, not really ideal. They're gonna go into their Rhyperior. Again, Iron Head is kind of nice for this matchup here for sure. But they don't know that I don't have Iron Head. I could just go for a really hard hitting move, so very likely gonna get the shield advantage here from the opponent, which we do, but they get a ton of energy, and I would be able to go for 2 Iron Heads here if I had Iron Head, which would have forced another shield here, which it doesn't, which just does do anyway, so that's fine. I could have got like a free fast move in here. I should have got a free fast move in here, but I didn't. We see the breaking swipe coming through. Now I get the free fast move in. That's great, but I hope it didn't matter. I hope that I still get to my move here in time, but I'm not too sure. Okay, it didn't really matter, because I would have still got to this move no matter what. And we will see the breaking swipe getting the shield from us. We can go for another Aqua Tail. This is going to allow us to get the KO here, but it's still not really looking too good. There's still going to be the Dialga here, and I just don't have Focus Blast. So I have to hope that they kind of want to swap out here, maybe trying to catch a move or something. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Let's see how this matchup gonna go. It's gonna be a rough time. It's gonna do a ton of damage. We can still survive, but we can just go for the foul play spam here, and I'm not too sure if Kingambit is going to be able to win this in the zero shields against the Dialga. We gotta get to another foul play here. Maybe actually still reach another one. Like, we generate energy faster than the opponent, which is cool. We need less than the opponent as well. And we actually still win against the Dialga in the zero shield scenario with Kingambit, which is cool to know. We swap out of here and we lose immediately. We didn't really expect another fairy type down the back, but we're going to have here Kyurem on the lead, wrong fast move, so we have to swap out of here. We have to go into the Necrozma. We just get walled a lot of times in those battles here at the end as well. Again, I do think that the best moveset currently on the Necrozma is going to be Iron Head and Outrage, but yeah, I just have to kind of rip the bandage and get rid of the Sunsteer Strike, which I feel like is such a cool hard-hitting move, but it just not really works out too well in the current meta, where Rhyperior is just kind of everywhere. Like, Rhyperior is just a bit of an issue for this Pokemon here as well, like the Kingambit as well, but also just for this team, and here we're just getting hard-walled completely. Next up, Necrozma on the lead. This is going to be playable. I can just go even for an Aqua Tail and see how that's going to go for us. I'm gonna go for a little bit extra. I think it's a CMP type, and I'm not too sure with the extra energy that they generate if this is something where I should use a shield, but I decided to use a shield here. It's going to be the Iron Head from the opponent, so like I didn't need to use a shield here, or they just baited me, I don't know. But I can go for another Aqua Tail here, either knock the opponent out or get the shield from the opponent as well. But let's see here, we're gonna get the KO. That's going to be great for us, as we have now the Primarina coming in. We have two answers for it. We are now stronger answer here right now, and we can go for a no shield. I don't really care too much about this right now. We're not gonna go 2 shields down here, but as we will see, we're gonna have now the Sunsteer Strike actually going towards them. This is going to allow us to get the shield guaranteed, and I can still reach at least another one in time. But I go ahead and go for the Dark Pulse. Are they going to call this? They are not, so at least we're gonna get both shields on them, but they have a ton of energy. I swap out into the Palkia because I wanted to win with my other Pokemon here, with my Kingambit, and I think that was the right call because they're going to reveal that they're going to have the Florges in the back, which looks pretty promising for us because we still have our Kingambit here for both of those fairy types. Issue is, Kingambit is also part Dark type, which means fairy type damage actually is neutral instead of being resisted. And so I'm forced to use a shield here against a potential Moonblast. It is going to be another Trailblaze though, and so we are forced to still go for another Iron Head before they can go for anything else. This is going to allow us to get the KO, and in comes the Primarina with a few HP that's left. We still have to get some damage on against them. They have the Moonblast, they don't do enough damage with that, and we are going to be able to win the battle with Kingambit. Again, cool Pokemon to have though. Like, I do like this Pokemon, I do think it's a cool Pokemon to have, but it is not going to be top meta in the Open Master League anytime soon. Rhyperior in the DTS, at least somehow we can play with it, but like it's not even that great either. I think it actually guarantees wins the 2-shield scenario against us, so yeah. As you will see here, Awkward Tail is coming through. I'm gonna try to catch the energy on my Kingambit, which still does super effective fast move and charge move pressure against the opponent, and can take our Breaking Swipe here to its face. That's gonna be fine. I can take another hit here as well, and so I guess that was the right call, trying to take the energy on the Kingambit. They go into the park here, I can get some damage onto them. Wish I would have been able to go for a foul play against the opponent's Rhyperior, so just to get rid of this Pokemon. But I can get some damage here, and I can swap out into my own Palkia after this one as well, which I should do, hopefully I do that. I don't do it. I go into my Necrozma, which maybe makes sense on paper, because I don't have to deal with the Rhyperior, but think about it. There's very likely something in the back that this Pokemon would be good against if they have already the Rhyperior in the lead as an answer. So I most likely would have needed to go into my Palkia here, which can resist the cheapest charge move from the opponent with the Aqua Tail. We're gonna see the Rhyperior coming back in here, getting a ton of energy, so like that was not the smartest move by me. We can go into our Palkia here now, taking the hits, and we see the Kyurem coming in, and we kind of have to play around here. I'm gonna try to get the shield from the opponent with that Aqua Tail, trying to get up to another Aqua Tail as well, but it just doesn't really work out for me. I actually get still to the next Aqua Tail, and it's gonna be a really close battle. Maybe I should have kept this for the, what's called the Rhyperior, but as you see here, we're gonna use a shield. There was a bit of lag. Can we farm them down? I actually think I should have just kept the Aqua Tail, because now they're gonna be able to go for the full farm down here, and I do think I would have got to a foul play against the Kyurem, so that was a mistake. I could have won this battle most likely if I just played it a tiny bit better, but like this, I'm just barely going to lose with 1 HP on the Rhyperior. My misplay there. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Hopefully you know on how good Kingambit is in the Open Master League, and I will see you then.